Vegito! Let me show you how far more you can go.
Alright, in this one, I'm going to be doing my updated top 10 best units tier list in Dragon Ball Legends. So we have a brand new top tier combatant. You know, obviously every unit in the top 10 I would consider still top tier, but this unit is definitely making a huge addition to this list. Obviously, it's going to be the LF NAMEK Super Saiyan Goku, and you guys been wanting my tier list for some days now. I mean, it's still very early. I do believe we're like 3 days into the release of him. I do have him high stars. As you guys can see, my phone is there at the bottom right of the screen. That is arguably one of, if not the best teams in the game right now with my testing, best comps for him specifically. But I did get a lot of testing with that Goku done, and I'm just going to tell you guys, he's really him. He's just simply him. It's an insane amount of mechanics. You know, obviously he's a blue unit, so he's very good right now with not too many greens in the meta, not too many active greens at least. I could think like of less than a handful of greens that would even, you know, be considered probably like a 5 greens total, I would say, but like they're not even in the top 10. I think there's 1 green that we're adding back to the top 10. Not about to spoil the list or anything, but before we jump in, make sure to drop a like and a sub if you guys are new to the channel, because I do upload here every single day with Legends content. Very credible sources here. We are top 20 global ranked. I'm not even playing too much PvP, to be completely honest. But with the way that the ranking matchmaking system is, I feel like I really want to make a rant video because I'm not happy with the update, the quality of life, whatever. People may enjoy it. Me personally, with someone, if I'm like, you know, as a competitive player, trying to reach 66,000 RP just by slaving the game is ridiculous. But I'm not. That's a different talk for a different video here. I think I'm going to start out at the bottom of my top 10 list. I'll probably get into honorable mentions towards the end of the video. I know you guys do like to see where I would place my like 11 through 15 as well. But I do have my individual takes here. At number 10, you know, by the way, you know, I know tier lists are opinionated and there are like some interchangeable options and stuff like this. I do feel like a lot of units are interchangeable in this list. There are a lot of units that are very close, and there's a lot of units that are like indefinite. Like the number 1 unit in the game right now, I do believe that it's like a known thing. You know, it was arguable, debatable before if it was this unit or X unit, right? I'm thinking Go Freeze, I'm thinking VB. Now it's just 1 unit is number 1 in the game. You already know probably who it's going to be, but you're going to have to wait to find out who that is. You already know, probably. But at number 10, you might be thinking, Captain Ginyu of the Ginyu Force. This goofy purple dude is number 10 in the game. Yes, he's really him, dude. Ginyu is actually very good. I mean, if you're playing the game, then you probably know that he's really good. Maybe you even want to have him a little bit higher in your list just because of how actually like how much utility bro has. Teams like Sinner. Obviously, the Ginyu Force is really good. I had actually put the rest of the team not in the top 10, but like through the 11 through 15, I do believe that the Ginyu Force is a top tier team right now. You do need they're a very star dependent team, which a lot of teams are star dependent, but them specifically being 1% units. Very impressed with how they did him. Not too big of a fan of the RNG on the revive. Obviously, like 1 out of like X amount of games, you're gonna get that 1 really unlucky game where you're trying to have like a solid match, and then you don't revive. You're probably all the way built up, 90% build up to revive, that 10, that 5% that you miss, or whatever you miss, and he doesn't revive is insane to me. But other than that, he's still, you could build him super tanky. I built him on this Frieza Saga team, which is actually the opposite of what I was going to say. You build him very tanky, but on this team, on a full offensive setup, Frieza Saga does exist. By the way, this is not, I had an HP bench. I swear that's not the full team. I had an HP bench, swapped that out for the event. But yeah, Ginyu, if he had cover null, he'd be probably top 5 right now. I'm just going to say that. If he had cover, I think that one thing that really bothers me is that he doesn't have cover null. I don't know about top 5, honestly. He'd be a little bit higher. He'd be higher. But I think his one thing is that he doesn't have cover nullification. Does he have, am I tripping? Does he have type neutral? I don't think he has type neutral, does he? I could be wrong. I honestly don't use him too much, but here and there I do have him at decent stars. As you can see, I had him at red 2 there, but on release I was using him quite a bit. Frieza Saga, the Frieza Saga team, the Ginyu Force. Another big issue with him is that you're not seeing him too much, and he's not like word I'm looking for. He is not on too many teams. That is the, like, obviously good leader slot, bro. He's going to perform very well, but he's a very, like, leader slot unit. He's not, like, he doesn't have too many different team comps or whatever. Obviously, you can slap him on any team. You build him either strike or blast. He's going to perform pretty good. He doesn't have, like, blast armor or anything. I actually have to, like, go to this unit to speak about him, I feel like. Nah, but bro is actually cooking. Like, they cooked with this 1%. You know, why am I doing this? Why in the world am I doing that? I'm just gonna go quickly to his abilities. But yeah, card draw. This dude basically can combo forever. Like, that's one of his things as well. He's just comboing. You know, you're drawing more green cards. I believe he gets card draw speed on the green card as well. No, he doesn't, but he gets card draw speed, I think, 3 areas of his kit. So on his main ability, post revival, he gets for 20 counts. I think he gets innate card draw speed. I think he gets triple card. I'm not gonna read through all this because, bro, I'm not reading that shit. But I'm pretty sure bro is just card draw, right? Card draw speed. He is moving. He is schmoving. His main issue, cover nullification and team diversity, is what I'm thinking. He's not really seen that much. No one's gonna summon on the Ginyu banner like that. I mean, I know you guys that did summon, whatever. He's a fine unit, whatever. But I feel like I wouldn't be too mad if you guys added him to your 9 or 8 on the list or something like that. I just think the RNG factor on his revival is just too not even, like, it's, you obviously can build up the percentages of the odds of his revival, but it's still too RNG based. It's not very reliable if you want to rely on luck. How about that one guy that's really unlucky? Boom, 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 boom. You're just not going to revive. Stuff like that, basically. But yeah, top 10 on my list. You could argue him like 9 or 8 or 7, like around here, and I would not be mad at you. Just my personal preference. I'm not a big fan of the RNG revival and then like cover null, team diversity, options like this, stuff like that. You could, like I said, interchange these. Number 9, I'm gonna put UI, purple UI sign. I think this guy is extremely I don't even want to say overrated, but he's definitely overlooked as a unit. He's on one of the best teams in the game, which is Universe Rep. You could throw him on a lot of different comps. You know, that gauge, super control, like super powerful gauge. Obviously stalling with UVB, still running around, even though there's more blues in the meta right now. Mono blue, like what the team that you guys see there on the screens, typically, oh, by the way, that's the wrong setup. It's this one. Typically a mono blue setup. This is still arguably mono blue with Go Frieza being half a blue unit. And, yeah, like with VB running around, I was talking about VB, then I jumped into Mono Blue. Mono Blue is still, or is a new addition to the top tier meta teams right now. Like this team that you're seeing right here, all the teams that NAMEK Goku is now fitting on. VB is still running amok, right? And he has that ability to kind of remove your vanish and, you know, try to get that trick play on you or whatever. But UI is a great stall unit, a unit to like, you know, make other plays with. He's like a PV menace as well. He has the AoE green card. He has an ultimate that hits like an absolute truck. He has decent cover nullification on his green. It's like the best cover null, honestly. But great damage potential, great team options, great Zenkai buffers. I said fits on the best team. Great partners with Go Frieza, VB. Like this team right here is arguably still the best team in the game. Like a top 3 team in the game. And he's not only bench, Zenkai buff, and Go Frieza, but he is a solid option combatant. There isn't too many yellows in the meta. I think what are the yellows? The yellow on the Ginyu Force, right? Which would be Raccoon. Kid Buu still running amok. I actually fought him in last night's video, but he's like in the top 15-ish. You're not seeing him too much. Gamma's is the one yellow. And really seeing him like that, you know, Android is a top tier team, but you'd be surprised. I'm not running into androids all that much. It's really like the main teams I run into are either Future, the new NAMEK Goku teams, the team that you see on my screen right here. But androids is a common team, but like more than not, purples are kind of safe. You know, everything has a counter, but nonetheless, I'm kind of like contradicting myself over and over and over. But yeah, this unit right here is fantastic. I think he deserves respect, and he's going to be in my top 10 list. It's just his utility, the field control, all that good stuff. Yes, and number 8. Who is at my number 8? I thought about this list. I usually don't think about lists before I make them, but I brainstormed a little bit before I jumped into this list. By the way, I don't even remember who is on my previous top 10 list or how it was. Just let me know in the comments. Like, bro, these lists be fluctuating like crazy. The meta shift is so insane. I think it's, damn, if it's not Rose, then I spoiled. No, it is Rose. I'm almost sure I'm moving Rose back into the top 8. You can argue less or more. He's the only real powerhouse green unit, I want to say. Like, he's the one true green unit that you can actually be scared of. He does take a little bit of time to ramp up. That's one of his main issues. He does go type neutral. He has the super toxic blue card with the debuffs, the paralyze, the poison. He he causes a lot of extreme bleed. He has 3 ultimates. He has easy, but like he has cover null. He gets his vanish back. His gauge is pretty good. Blast armor, he fits on Future. Future being one of the best teams. VB still being one of the best units. The team comp on Future. But like Rose's him. And then now you're running into triple blue teams like this one. Or, you know, just another insane blue unit. By the way, NAMEK Goku is top 5. I was going to say that. He's a top 5 character. Not going to spoil his position right now. But yeah, I do believe for that sole reason, Rose has jumped up in value. He was not even in the top 10 before this list. So it's good to see him back in the meta. I did drop a large chunk of CCs for this character, and I had a lot of fun. I made a video on him like a day ago if you want to go check my revisit. So yeah, I do believe he's up here. Jumping into number 7. What was my number 7? Dude, honestly, my number 7 is going to be this guy right here. I feel like I've seen people put him even lower on the list, and I can see it. I can see him being lower on the list. He's just such a staple on Future that I'm going to keep him at 7. He's like an extreme staple. You need to have a blue unit on every team to combat you from UVB. Just because there's a newer blue unit out in the game where you could slap him on numerous teams. Red Saiyans is not a like, you know, I mean, this is Saiyans technically, but even now you got MVP on the 17. Like, pure Saiyans is not. Slap UVB instead of a 17 and it's going to be fine. Frieza has the Frieza has the rush protection, whatever. But yeah, Trunks is the staple blue on a Future, a pure Future comp. You know, he has good utilities. He has a very powerful gauge. He has the disruption, whatever. And once his gauge is filled, his damage is skyrockets through the roof. It's ultimate, absolutely nukes, one shots, whatever the case. But on different comps, you could still run him on leader slot for teams like Unirep, Go Frieza. If you throw Go Frieza pretty much on any setup, they're protecting units with endurance. So this unit does have endurance as well. So if you have a unit with endurance, then it's like, you know, they're not going to immediately die from a UVB rush. UVB is still very, very common. Every game or every other game, you're going to be seeing UVB. It doesn't matter if it's triple, like, losing the meta. I swear to you guys, from all the games that I played, UVB is still extremely dominant. Yes, you have another blue to combat UVB, to, you know, so on and so forth. Is definitely putting, like, a cooldown, like, you have to watch out as a UVB player. But guess what? UVB goes type neutral 2 times. UVB is still him. UVB is still a rush merchant. UVB has everything. He's still one of the kings in this game. But yeah, Trunks is still great. He's still really good. He's just that guy that does exist to wall off UVB in a lot of scenarios. He is a staple on a Future comp. Moving on to my number 6 choice. You guys are going to be like, what the fuck, bro? We don't even see dudes. Trust me, in top rank PvP, Androids is one of, I'd still believe, I don't want to say a top 3 because I'm not entirely like thinking of like what the best teams are, right? This team right here, I believe to be a top team in the game right now. Probably a top 3 team. Don't know about top 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, but this team you're looking at is a top team. This team is a top 3 team as well. I want to say Future, like the pure Future variant, and then you have Go Frieza on leaders, like a top 3 team. Androids is a top team in the game where you're having Gammas, Cell, and MVP 17. That team is disgustingly good. Disgustingly good. You don't have units like UGB anymore where it's like blast counters. You can't run blast units. There are a ton of purples in the meta right now. There are a ton of purples. UI Omen, Go Frieza, Cell, Ginyu, right? You name it. There's like numerous random purples that you're going to be running into in the top ranks. And this guy is just, you know, he's just them. Talk about the gamers for a bit. They do, the one gripe that I do have on them, could be a good thing as well, is that they don't tag swap their color. They are just a staple yellow unit. They do go type neutral for like 2 counts. Once they do tag switch, the core breaker mode is insanely cracked. You can ramp that up very fast and just get AoE damage like that. Especially if you're running them with Cell, it's like double AoE damage right there. Get rid of Cell. You have the Gammas as well that do that type of mechanic. But they just have a lot of different stuff like that. They have quick cover null, very similar to like Trunks and Vegeta's quick cover null when you tag swap. They have cover nullification. And yeah, they're I don't want to say underrated because, you know, but they were, I don't know if you can even argue them higher, but they're very, very good. And the only problem with them is UVB. And now UVB is a little bit more controlled because there's an extra blue unit in the meta or whatnot. But yeah, androids, top tier team. I'm going to have them at 6 right there. Tag swapping is great, by the way. Tag swap units are very powerful. Number 5, I'm going to put Cell. He could be argued a little bit higher. I'm not going to lie. All these units, by the way, are on boot. Like a lot of these units, I'm talking about them with the thought of them still being on boost. Like Cell, like I believe the tag gammas are on boost still. I'm not entirely sure. I think they are. They are. They still are on boost. Yeah. But yeah, Cell. He is, bro. His blast damage is stupid. Like his damage is stupid. His team, his equipment. He's not only on androids, by the way. He can fit fine on future. He can fit fine on different leader slot positions. But he is probably core on future still. Probably, but he's core on future still. One of the purple units you definitely want to, be on the look for. But his green card, AoE green card, right? He's just very easy priority to get. Fills up his gauge. The easy cover null. His main ability fills up his gauge. Easy cover null. Obviously when he fills up that gauge, but he's healing, every time he fills up the gauge. Gauge is very good. And yeah, dude, I'm just bro, he is one of those units that you have to be careful with, because if he does die and you're in an awkward situation, you're just in a situation to lose a unit in most instances, right? Once you sack him off, he basically traps you in there. And you could either tackle, or if he has no vanish, just main ability, one shot, whatever other character is going to be on the field there. Or like whatever character he killed you with pretty much. But Cell is a unit, a top tier unit right now. And could argue him number 4, number 3 in the game. Even, maybe not number 3, maybe number 4. You could argue him number 4. At number 4 though, this is where it gets a little bit spicy. I know a lot of, blues are very, very solid right now. I'm going to throw MVP at a solid number 4 position. You could argue him 3. I believe you could argue him number 3. I could even say 2, but not really, because number 2, I'm just so... I guess you could. His utility's insane, dude. 17 is probably going to age better than all these characters you see on the list. His utility's through the roof. The ability, once he fills up his gauge, he's providing cut penetration for the entire team. He's providing support. He's providing endurance with units like Go Frieza, and nullifying the ability to rush through that endurance is insane. He's a tank for UVB. He fits on one of the best teams. Uni-Rep, he fits on androids. Dude's extremely versatile. You can build him strike or blast. You could, his ultimate absolutely nukes. Goes type neutral if you have a dead ally. You name it. MVP 17 is the MVP. You see him on this team right here that I'm running, one of the best teams. And dude is just disgusting. And he's really meant there to kind of be the wall, or like defense, or like an option to protect. But he does a lot of damage if you build him correctly in that sense. You could build him for a lot of damage. And yeah, I do think he's going to be one of the longer lasting top 10. Like, he's like a future Gohan in my mind. He's one of those units that's like a glue from like numerous different setups. But yeah, MVP is him. He's going to be at number 3. I'm going to put UVB at number 3. Yeah, dude. He's a certified number 3. I've seen people put him lower than number 3. I've seen people put him at definitive number 2 because of NAMEK Goku and whatnot. And you guys are probably thinking, bro, NAMEK Goku brought this guy. Yes, dude. Yes, blue beats red. That's how it works. Blue beats red. NAMEK Goku is that good. UVB, I don't really need to break him down or anything. Like I said, two type neutrals. He does go type neutral on his counter ability, and he goes type neutral on Rising Rush. So like they're not like very reliable ways to go neutral, but he doesn't really need it. He does go type neutral defense once he gets half HP. So that's also very good. He's gonna be tanking. He has an AoE ultimate, very hard hitting ultimate, blast armor, cover null on entry, easy combo potential, card draw speed, easy to fill up his gauge, to be completely honest, but he pretty much has everything. Like, this dude's actually insane. And he's very, very powerful early game. Late game, you're still cooking with him. I did a revisit on him today, so go watch that video if you desire to. It's really, destroyed in that video. I made sure he soloed pretty much every team in that vid. But yeah, UVB, I'm going to be bringing him down. NAMEK Goku, we're seeing a lot of triple blue teams right now. So MVP, you're seeing NAMEK Goku, and you're seeing Go Frieza. This setup right here, kind of like what are you going to do, man? Like, what is UVB going to do? Imagine if dude is last man standing and you're running into a triple blue, like you have triple blue to deal with. I don't know. He still cooks. He still cooks. He's not really too worried about them, but it's just one of those things where it's like another blue unit, your top red unit. He's the only red unit, by the way. He's the only red unit. With all these blue units, you got Sword of Hope, you got MVP, you got Go Frieza, you got NAMEK Goku. Pretty sure there's like another random one, not in the 10 though, right? But yeah, UVB's dropped 1 spot. I had him at 2 before. I still had Go Frieza definitive number 1. But this one, like, there's no way Nameku's number 1. He's not. He's not number 1, but he is number 2. He is number 2, bro. He is so good. He is so good, bro. So not only does he have blast armor, any unit that has blast armor is just dummy, right? Just a lot of field control, a lot of, you know, gimmicks like this. When he is getting comboed, he does offer key reduction to stop, slow down combos, right? Disruption, whatever, on his green card. So he has like an ability to where, like, when his gauge is full off his green or blue, he gets extra abilities. He gets longer cover null. His ultimate actually locks in on ultimate. So if you time this correctly, right? It's very easy gauge to fill, by the way. He's like a mix of like Beast slash Kaioken Goku character, where you're filling your gauge up and you're getting abilities. You're drawing a green card. I think for the first 2 times his gauge fills up, he draws a green card. So you're getting that cover nullification. And once your gauge is filled up the first time, on the second, when you pop your main ability and it fills up by 50%, you're guaranteed an ultimate and a lock-in snipe on any character. Even on green units, bro. Like, so if you're throwing on 17 on the team too, he's providing cut pen for, bro. Like, he's cutting through units. Literally, he gets his vanishing gauge by 100%. He does extra damage to Go Frieza, which is the best unit in the game. Dude, look at these pair, bro. A lot of units have paragraphs. I get it, but he does just so much different, like, powerful type mechanics. I think that lock-in snipe really, like, sealed the bag for me. But he just has like a lot of snowball effect, right? Like, he just starts ramping up, he just starts doing more damage. He has a very insane snowball effect to where when he gets going, you're just drawing another green card, more cover null, more card draw, more cards, you know. And with UVB being in every game, he's still in a lot of games. Like, this guy is just cooking, and I do think he has a top 2 potential. I think the lowest I could really see him is maybe 4. That's like the lowest, and I'm being nice. He's probably lowest 3 in my opinion. But yeah, he's going to be number 2 on my list. And then number 1 is going to be the notorious Go Frieza. They have been number 1 since they released. Now a lot of people are kind of realizing it. I know you VB Copers are going to be like, VB. He's still top 3 in the game. He's still fantastic. A lot of these units are very close together. I'd say the entire top 10 list is top meta. So no matter who, like, what position you are on this list, it doesn't mean like, oh my god, how are you going to do my boy dirty like that? Like, no, bro. Go Frieza just has everything. They're just the easiest comeback unit, easiest starting unit, easy cover null, easy vanish restore, easy everything, nuking. They ramp up damage like crazy. I don't need to go over Go Frieza. Go Frieza is literally like him. They're not even on boost anymore, by the way. They're not even on boost, but easily one of the most versatile / powerful characters post boost. Like, they're the only unit that actually got a buff after their release. So in the game, if they didn't get a buff, they'd probably be lower than like 5 right now. I'd say if they didn't get a buff, maybe around like 5, 6, something like that, 7. I'm not sure, but that buff made them insanely powerful. Let's not talk like they have the Rush is the most powerful ability in the game. They make units not rush, so they have the anti-rush system, which is really, really insane. But this is going to be my top 10 list, you guys. And let me know what you think. We're going to move down to the 11 through... I want to say 11 through 15. I'll probably put Raccoon and Guldo here. Ginyu Force is really, really insane right now. They're probably the best tank in the game. You could argue that they're, like, individually, like, competing with, like, a green character spot with Rose. I still think Rose is way more toxic and on a better team. But on Ginyu Force, like, these guys can be really annoying. I don't want to say these are in order either, because, like, Kid Buu and Gogeta are still, like, they're still great, but I don't even know if Gogeta's in the top 15 anymore. Just meta. So, like, how my tier lists work, I don't know why I added this to the end of the video, but you guys should probably already know that this isn't, like, an individual tier list. This is heavily meta-based, based off teams. Obviously, individual things take factor, but Gogeta isn't on many teams right now. He's not being ran that much. He's not being ran that much. I'd say Jiren is still up there. There's so many purple units, and Jiren on LOE or like a team with Go Frieza / you know, LOE is insane comp right now. I think he's pretty underrated. I'd probably slap Green Gohan up here somewhere. All these 1% are insanely good on Sun Family, whatever. And then we could do... I mean, you guys see who's here. These are like the options to even consider. So, oh, these guys. Holy crap, I forgot about them. They're really, really good. So the complete Ginyu Force is in the top 15. I'd probably throw... This is like, yeah, my top 15, I think. Hits could, you know, Hits not... There's too many blues, and he's on uni rep. That's like the one thing about him. There's too many blues for him to be consistent right now. Hit is definitely dropped, unfortunately, due to like color problems. Like mechanics are still very powerful. This guy can be argued if you want to argue him. He dies very, very quickly, but he has insane damage potential. Very good utility, very good cover null. I think Rev UI is up there. I don't think about top 15 though. Kiawe is very good. Beast is still very good, but not top 15. Burst Swarm's very used, but he's not top 15. If you guys kind of catch my drift, he's literally on those LOE comps, being a support for a lot of different teams. Zamasu's still good. Pan is still great, but she's not top 15. Still great. Orange Piccolo exists, and he's a good counter for NAMEK Goku, but not top 15. Gogeta's not top 15. This is my top 15 list, I think. Yes, this is my top 15 list in the game. You guys, let me know what y'all think. And yeah, like, subscribe, drop a comment. I'll see you guys in the very next one. Stay frosty, stay blessed, and peace out.
Up all night, so you don't wanna wait on me. I'm about to catch my flight, so you don't gotta wait on me. No,